Alright, have a blessed submission recommended by Abel that they said would probably meet the requirement. Just random, I saw Abel here has a seat here too. Interesting. We might try that one too, randomly at some point. But to the seat at hand here, basically it was described as being a good candidate for the off the beaten path series here. Sorry, my brain is, my brain is where it is, off in La La Land. I did get a little bit of a spoiler just saying that it was perfect for Monstrous, which is a good spoiler for me because it makes me know that I can satisfy the Monstrous path here. So that's what we gon' do. We got Feast. We got definitely the offensive scaling largely taken care of there. So Pusher Talus, Monstrous doesn't really mind that. Sinus Shadow, Monstrous also doesn't really mind that. Chased, if Rage is like a thing, we mind, but we might not mind it if we just lean into the razor sharp edges. Let's go ahead and do Monstrous. Concussive Coals might be the best here because A, we already got Sinus Shadow, which has Scourge Shufflers. And B, it just makes it so we could probably justify going bottom a lot of the time with Monstrous. So we'll take that. Should be able to take the money, right? Yeah. Monstrous is decently strong. Technically this would daze them up top a lot of the time. I guess we could just go top, I don't know. I think this is worth it. We can go top and do pretty well. Go ahead and do that. This shouldn't be too bad. We can hopefully, granted, I think we might as well feast it, because we're going to save 6 versus gaining 6, and if I do find a lifesteal morsel, this would be fine. I don't think we need to raise a sharp edge here. I'd rather just use it as removal. We want to keep our health high. We should try to get lifesteal morsel if we can. Damage is definitely going to be better than the other alternative, though. Let's do this. I still wonder, is this worth it? I think so. Gonna be a little bit iffy here. Not really what we're looking for. We hopefully find Razor Sharp Edge. We do. We need to survive a hit, so I don't know if I can actually justify that. Probably should have tried for another Shade Splitter there. Probably looking at taking some hits here. This is why I do think, generally, I just always go Gorge, right? We would have taken a little bit of Pyre Health, but definitely not as much as we're about to take here. We don't end up drawing... yeah, I don't know. Gorge is just better, I think, but we do want to do an off the beaten path for full Monstrous, and this might be the run for it. Well, we already have perils. Immortal Trade could be something. Definitely could be. That could survive the or that could help with the survivability issues that we have right now. We don't. I mean, honestly, the Making of Morsel is pretty alright, too. That does open up Shroud Spike and Shroud Mitosis as high rolls. Doesn't mean I need one extra pip. I think I might just prefer the Immortal Trade here. Obviously, we don't need that. I don't know that any of these do that much for me. Could just take a sting to have a sting, though. It's probably fine. If we do want to commit to solo Monstrous Penumbra, it's not like I gain much by trying for an Umbra banner here. Most likely the Umbra banner is not good. I think we could just go for a chance at holdover on the left and cost reductions otherwise. And that's obviously useless. I could add 10 here. It's maybe worth it right now because they're kind of weak. Let's get the root seeds down because I don't really know what we're doing with the razor sharp edges yet. Right now it's like pretty risky to do it. Man, double stack is not what we need. Well, this is a very bad magic. Oh well. At least I got a 30 damage sting out of it. I don't think we'll be taking that. I mean, still think we had a much better chance of this being good at the left. Like, a Permafrost Immortal Trade would have been good as well, but we just... I'm not going to double stack an Immortal Trade. It's much better just to play it at 0 and not be fully Ember Drained right now. These spikes should hopefully be not too bad considering we have the Immortal Trade. I'll just settle for this and do this. We will waste a thing here, but that's fine. Let's get these guys out of here. Alright, they're all dying. I do want to do that. I mean, we're killing them all, so it's no sense stinging up there, or stinging one of them. Just gotta make sure that I don't go below 5, below 10. So right now, no, he's got 5, he's got 10. I need to not, I can only do 3 incants up top, but that should be fine. Yeah, we'll do 1, 2, 3. Need to draw as much as possible. Guess we can do this. Okay, that'll do. Should win then with that lifesteal there. Could have also razor sharp the backliner if we needed it, but we already had the X mark, so X marks the spot. I would love to get an intrinsic on the Space Prism, because that would mean I don't have to take Pip upgrade. Even better if I can spell chain it. With the lifesteal, the Detto's not so good. Even the razor sharp edge is iffy, but I suppose we would add it. Just need to get scaling going. And again, the artifacts suck in this combo. Umbra banners suck, so let's just go left. This is interesting, because this is like... Normally I would want a banner unit, but with the Monstrous path, it just turns out that this is better, because we're not getting any unit drafts, and it's Umbra, so... It's like a natural, like, try to go in on Monstrous path thing. Like, I think if I got the seed in the wild, it's tough because I just don't think I would ever go Monstrous though, honestly. I do just probably would have gone Glutton there. Now, if it was Architect versus Monstrous, I probably would have gone Monstrous, but I do generally just, like, I would have more Pyre health right now with Glutton, and I would have, you know, arguably I would have had more reason to go to the right and actually take a unit with Glutton. Because it turns out I can actually make use of Morsel Maker and Morsel Master. They open up as like high rolls. Plus I could have took the Morsel Miner, and like, I just think Glutton would be better, but I won't get too into the weeds there. Alright, these are not good. I don't know if it's a blessed seed so far. I would say it's relatively non-blessed. Let's see what we got here. Everything's kind of sucked so far. Other than the fact that we have, I guess, razor sharp edges. That's like about the only thing good as we found out in Mortal Trade in a razor sharp edge. I don't think I can spare this. So it's like, yeah, I would say it's cursed so far, personally. Maybe it opens up later. Okay, I always want these root seeds down, because, yeah. I'm not going to remove consume there. It's just a downgrade to the card. And again, yeah, this, like, so far we've gotten very horrible Merchant of Magics. There's no unit drafts. It's Umbra. This is cursed in my book so far. So we'll see. We'll see if things improve. I don't think I'll need to keep these for, like, Stealth Boss, if that's a thing, because Shade Splitters are already so good at it. So we can probably just, like, do something with our gold here. We'll see. I'm like debating, like, I might take an Awoken Banner. I'm trying to think, like, just because it's off the beaten path, it doesn't mean I have to solo Monstrous. I know that's probably the intention here, but I'm just trying to play it reasonably, I guess. And right now I don't have a huge reason to think that I can solo this game with the Penumbra, because I've bricked on 2 holdovers. And yeah, that magic's good. That magic is not good. This magic is not really what I want to hit, so it's like I only really hit 1 magic from here on out. I have no reason right now. I know probably based on the fact that it ends up being listed as blessed, that probably there is a holdover, but you know, not thinking with any actual information ahead of me, I just don't see myself ever committing to full Monstrous here, so I'm probably gonna go to this Merchant of Steel with the Awoken Banner and try to get somewhat of another floor here and hopefully get, you know, some sort of a unit here to make a 2-floor setup happen. I still have an okay thing here with, like, putting Monstrous bottom and splashing Immortal Trade every now and then onto it. But yeah, right now I probably should just save some gold is what I'm getting at. I could purge a card. I don't know what I would purge though. Probably the Feast. I could get rid of the Feast, I guess. It's just such a bad card. Try to spend shards on something. Alright, we gotta play Immortal Trade every time it comes around. Ooh, that's good. I know we took the Concussive Coals, but I don't know. It's just too weird for me to set up bottom. Definitely, probably... I don't know that... I still think it was a better call, though, because what am I really going to get out of an advanced prototype? Like, I only really take that if I think I have a weak early game, which technically I guess I did, but... yeah, I don't know. At the moment, it doesn't seem like super weak. It's, by the way, a good reason to have, we just want to eat these lifesteal stacks up. It's a good reason to have played that other Razor Sharp Edge. I wouldn't have cleared that group if not. Oh my god, I can't. Okay, I can chump block and that changes things. So yeah, we'll just chump block this. We might as well sting this. We definitely got to do that. Definitely don't want to feast that. Boy, we just gotta make sure we don't die here. But we won't, so that's good. We got the lifesteal hit. We should be good from here on out. Don't think I need to not do this, so we'll do that. We're not dying, so this is fine. That's great. Still a little worried at my 24 health. Well, yeah, with the 5 lifesteal, there's nothing really to be worried about here. Let's put you there, give you that. Put these in, get a minor amount of max health back. Good enough. Alright, see, looking at that, I'm like, why would I right now think that I can go full trample? I mean, there's a furnace tap here. But why would I even think I have the capability to support an Ember Drain deck right now? I mean, yeah, I have zero costed quite a lot of root seeds, but I don't know. I still have the way I play. In my eyes, this magic is very hard to justify. There's a Vortex and a Caverns are giving up for it. So it's like, yeah, I could go there and cost reduce 2 additional cards, but... And then, yeah, we can... This one's naturally getting hit, so we get cost reductions there, but then it's like... I gotta give up a Hell Vent. I guess I get the Vortex. So this magic isn't completely out of the question, but I do think this one's tough to justify. I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world if I can't get these Shade Splitters costed down. Probably the upside of Furnace Tap is still worth taking over these other ones. Like the Unleash the Wildwood doesn't make any sense, but Rail Spike would be the consideration otherwise. But, I don't know. It's probably just Furnace Tap. I think I would take this here. It's a little iffy. Because the Immortal Trade wants to go on both, but like now I'm wondering, like, I could just take the Steel Singer and go left here. Like, I don't necessarily need the Awoken Banner here. Now, at this point, the 2-floor setup definitely makes sense to me. I don't have a whole lot for the Steel Singer. It's the only downside, but literally just the Immortal Trade. So like it's a pretty tough one to justify. But from here on out, plenty of heals in the Awoken Arsenal. There's every now and then going to be a Lifesteal Morsel. It is another nice beefy unit. It really helps with Relentless, which is like something I'm very worried about right now. Definitely the biggest worry right now is Relentless. I think I would take it, and it'd be weird, but I almost feel like I take it and go left and just get the Immortal Trade duped. Remove some Stewards. Like, it's really just Multi-Striker Bust and Awoken. It's Multi-Striker Bust. I don't care about Quick. I don't care about Large Stone. I don't care about Endless. And then the Awoken Banner is really just Animus of Will or Bust. So it's like, you know, it's roughly around 70% chance that going to the right is good, but there's also a 30% chance that it's completely useless. Whereas if I go left, I am guaranteed good stuff. So I think I take this and go left. And we don't need a pip upgrade yet. We very well may need it, but that just depends on if I keep bricking on Intrinsic. And I do continue to brick on Intrinsic. Guess the question is, do I do this? I think so. Still gonna Hellvent this. Still gonna remove Stewards. Do I purge? I mean, at a certain point, I could take the 15 here. It's the worst horde though because it's in this combo. I probably do take the 15, so that brings me to 50. I'm not going to use any unit infusions, so I need 50 shards worth of temple upgrades beyond this yeah, I basically need, between these four, I need 50 more shards. I mean, this is acceptable, I think. I think we can get rid of perils at this point. I either find a holdover on one of them or I don't. I'm not going to really have enough. It's like, I guess the other route is I could have just hellvented a bunch of perils, but it's too late for me to commit to that. Be nice to flex Glutton here, honestly, but without a Shroud Spike or Shroud Mitosis and with only Shade Splitters, I don't think so. We'll just go full Monstrous. We have to, I think. Alright, that extra damage... A lot of times they miss out on some of their resolve. We are below multi-strike on Firelight. I probably go Dude bottom. I think we can do this extra damage. I think we can do it. 50% of the time they don't even attack me and they don't even resolve their damage. Just kidding. I guess 100% of the time they do that bullshit, but whatever. Let's put you at the very top. I'd rather do this here, obviously. We're not playing cards. I need to play this. Let's do it here so that the Ember Drain lasts less long. Okay, we're gonna need that here. It's a little awkward, but if I'm gonna take this unit, I'm gonna, you know, play the damn card on it. Jesus. 8 regen, that's balanced. Yeah, whatever, I'm not gonna... As you can see, even with all these cost reductions, the Ember Drain is just absolutely brutal to me. Alright, this is a tough one. Man, you have so much Ember Drain. I should have just committed to fully Ember Draining this. I think I am going to. The thing is, obviously it would be stronger down here, but I kind of need to, like, I'm in like desperation mode on my fire here. And I think at this point we can commit to this. Alright, 300 damage. I should be able to do this just fine up here then. Remember, we're trying to get as many procs in as possible here. I even want to keep his damage low, I think. Because I'm not going to die to this, and I want as many hits as possible. Or yeah, as many lifesteals as possible. There we go. Skips. Easy skips. Easy skips. So, gosh, we somehow don't get any heals from Awoken. I mean, Awoken uncommons are probably the worst in the game. Well, no, that's not true. Umbras are. Definitely the two of them are in the running. Pyrogrow is normally a decent card, but not when I'm in an Ember Drain deck. Which it absolutely is an Ember Drain deck at this point. So, yeah. Permafrost. At this point, I don't really know what good that does me. I could Permafrost a Perils, I guess, but why? Still, the Root Seeds is more important than the Razor Sharp to be able to play, so that I keep drawing. Let's take a look here, I guess. This definitely helps the 3-cost aspect, but at the same time, if I think of my deck as basically needing to be 0-costed, then Forever Flame isn't so useful, whereas this is pretty useful. We'll just take that. Not a huge fan of either of these because I just don't see myself being able to 0-cost these. I feel like with how much health a Steel Singer has, I probably am not going to have issues with Stealth Boss. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but that's what I have to trust in, I think. And yeah, let's do this. Just don't think morsels are part of this game plan long term. So we do get a holdover. That'll definitely have to go in the perils, I would have to imagine. Now we have a pretty good spell chain. Still think we should 0-cost. Maybe a Shade Splitter. I don't know. Probably a Razor Sharp Edge. Right now we're looking a lot better. I still think I keep both of these. I just wonder if maybe I get rid of a Razor Sharp Edge at this point. Probably. That's fine. Don't think we need to remove anything with money though. The vortexes now aren't like that high value because deck is pretty solid. The armor here is fine. It is a lot of extra health though with the amount of units, but I do think it's sort of just gonna be fine. This is why I was thinking maybe we 0-cost a Shade Splitter, like turns like this, but yeah, I think it's fine. Long term, you're gonna have to be the guy. I will be honest, I didn't pay attention to who the boss was. Let's, right, we'll give you that this time. We got this finally. Definitely need to like put all of our eggs in this basket up here though. Should have gave this space increase to the top. Oh well. Just barely cracking that damage threshold there. No, this is pretty good. We're getting a lot of value out of the Penumbra still, so I think it's still a decent enough beaten path episode. We will have some issues coming up though because we don't have trample. I guess that just is what it is. Maybe I need to start thinking about maybe I need to try to win bottom. I don't know. Let's see if we can. Because I don't need to get that much value out of the Steel Singer. What I need to do is like not take all of this pyro damage. There we go. And yeah, and if I'm killing down here, then we're good. I think I've got enough value out of the cultivates so far on Steel Singer. I mean, honestly, with my deck as it is at this point, we might just be fine with converting back to Void Binding. Yeah, that's an easy take. I was gonna say we might go back to actually just maybe thinking more along the lines of soloing with Penumbra. Even like we might just not need the Steel Singer at this point. You know, we took the Steel Singer in the event that Holdover Perils was not a thing, but Holdover Perils is a thing now, and we have a Void Binding. It's definitely like potential that we really don't need to eat up a priority draw and eat up all of our Ember turn 1 on the Steel Singer. So I think a Ensnarer is still fine. I am definitely debating ditching the Steel Singer though. Which means we would go left here, I think. Because we don't have... Like I said, we don't have gigantic uses for the Vortex. I guess we do though. We do just want to get rid of Shade Splitters. I guess we go to the right, and if we see a multi-strike that would influence our decision to keep the Steel Singer or not. Let's go to the right. I guess stick to my plan with this. Purge yet again. This spell chain is definitely going to go here, though. There's just no way that that doesn't happen, right? The other option, I guess, would be spell chain there. I mean, honestly, like, I don't need the extra Ember here, right? But having 3 extra Rage a turn is pretty good, since it's already held over. And this is, like, pretty good too, though. Like, it's the same as double stacking it, which maybe I just hold out for double stack. I don't necessarily have to hit that magic though. Yeah, we got a lot of options here. How about we go check the let's check this shitstone. I don't even know if I spend money on a removal. I think I'm pretty committed to solo Penumbra only here. Oh, that is huge. We don't have to take a pip upgrade. And I don't even need this Face Prism at this point, so nice. Not bad at all. Yep, we can get rid of Steel Singer. Thanks for your service, but you're no longer needed. And I think I do spell chain the Perils. I'm going to just hold out for a potential, you know, double stack here. I guess I'm not going to Hellvent. I don't need it. Still could. I think we get rid of another one of these. I could remove another one with money too. We really just don't need them. Yeah. So we could set up bottom here. 5 stealth. He will be coming at us with full damage. But I think we can't afford to like have bad draw orders here. Just gonna get draw 9 here. Pretty thin deck, so like most likely we're just fine. Let me just spam everything. Rally's no issue. We'll say the multi-strike does make the lifesteal worse, but I think we can stack enough that we beat the boss. I'm not 100% confident on that though. It may pay for removing the Steel Singer here. Like a Steel Singer easily kills this boss, but like it's iffy. It's a lot of stats to get through. Quite a lot of stats. Luckily there's no incant shards with this variant of the boss. We'd at least get some chip damage in here, which should help. Alright, moment of truth. Alright, we got him. It's good. 666, I saw it there briefly. I always get the Shroud Spike when it's like obviously too late for it to be good. There's definitely routes you could have gone though that would have ended with that being good. Cycle of Life isn't completely out of the question, but it's probably just not. None of these are really worth it. Ishi draw upgrade. So do we keep removing or go for a hell vent? I think we go for a hell vent, especially if we're gonna potentially. Let's see what we got here. Another spell chain. Well, that changes things. Really no need of any of this. Pretty sure I'm just gonna spell chain this then, and hellvent that. It's an expensive hellvent, but I think it's worth it. Alright, we got the full Monstrous here. Okay, Heaven's Seal I think we can take. We are gonna definitely go top though, and this is iffy. This is actually pretty iffy. Definitely want to draw as much as possible. I guess Heaven's Seal made that play pointless, but whatever. You want to draw, draw, draw. I don't think we play Razor Sharp Edges. The thing I'm worried about is like dying to these fucking Shade Wings, so anything health related we'll take. Always stack this, never play a Razor Sharp Edge. Let's see if I can maybe, yeah, I wanna sting them as much as I can. You know, seeing how this deck is, maybe I keep the Razor Sharp Edges for Chaste, because I will lose quite a lot of rage against Chaste, but I don't know, I got so much multi-strike, do I really need it? I don't know. I would wait for that to come back. No, I don't need it. I think we've pretty much got ourselves out of the weeds on this one. Oops. Oh, fuck me. Not what I meant to do, but whatever. 1-1. It's not a big deal. If I lose by 1-1, we know why. Them in the back is definitely an issue. 62 by... Do I even have enough health? I should be guaranteed to redraw one of these, right? So I think I need to, like, do this. So we can take out the backliners this way, and that should hopefully make it so we can, like, not die. Yeah, looks like we're good here. I was going to say, at 60, I guess it'd be 58. 58 by 90? Or 58 plus 60 would be 118. I wouldn't have had enough health. I would have died in one hit. I guess I could have just found damage shield, though. Still, though. That's probably how Widow Wolfie died there. Then again, I do kill him in one hit, so maybe I would have been fine. Oh yeah, give me all the shroud spikes now, why don't you? Don't think we need any of that. Really, we just want the deck pretty thin, right? Now here's the moment of truth. Like, is it kind of win more to take another Furnace Tap? It probably is. It's probably just best that I mean, at the same time, the Shade Splitters have been the only way I can actually increase my max health, but like a double stack on Aura, a double stack or a holdover on that Void Binding would be very legit. So 75% of the time I find a very good upgrade here. Could also just go to the right and Hell Vent the Void Binding, then I don't add any shards, and I find it more often in a pretty thin deck. I guess if I go left, and I don't find either double stack or holdover for this, I could use my remove on the razor sharp edges. That's probably fine. I think I go left here. Bleh. Although Jack Strips is probably worth it just for the 50% time the damage shield comes my way. Alright, I think we'll definitely double stack this. If I can find holdover on it, I would still do that as well, so let's hold out for that potentially. And I don't know what to cost reduce, because like, am I keeping the razor sharp edge? I feel like with the holdover Void Binding, or even just double stack, it's fine. Alright, there's no holdover. We'll just bring that down in cost, I guess. I don't know what to remove is my only problem here. Could have also just -2 that, that's fine. I don't think we need to go higher than 120 shards here. I'll buy that. Just pretty bad. Let's make this deck really thin. I don't know that I want the razor sharp edge. I don't want the Shade Splitters. I don't want the razor sharp edge. I think we can do a lot of removals here with all this gold we have. I just want to basically spam everything else. Spam Root Seeds, spam... Like, Ensnare's probably still worth keeping. Get rid of the Sting, I guess. Get rid of the Space Prism. Get rid of... Do I need the Immortal Trades? Probably not as much as... Yeah, one of them is fine. Alright, I think we're good to go. Is there anything else I could do? Not really. Definitely we'll go top. I'm going to keep that on holdover for sure. We lose a lot of our buffs, but, you know, I'm getting a decent amount of flat stats from Root Seeds anyway. Notice I didn't remove any of them, and I'll be multi-striking my ass off here. Yeah, we're doing alright. We are doing alright. So I'm definitely starting to feel the blessedness of it, right? Could have root seed some stuff here, but they were all dying anyway, so why not? Or not root seed, but ensnare. I don't think we can get a flying kill here. He'll be back for only one more turn, and we're just not going to have enough. I guess if I went for the Hell Vent on the... Well, we could try for the flying kill by doing this. Let's just try for it. I don't think it'll be enough, though. Yeah, not even close. That's fine. Not too worried about it. Certainly against Temperate or Patient, we probably would have a flying kill. Just because we'd have retained so much of that rage. Diligent we wouldn't have, because he'd have been stealth the entire time, but Diligent would probably actually just be a harder fight here, because my thin deck would suffer a lot more for it. Right, that ought to do that. To be honest though, I feel like you could have a potato right now at this point with this deck, like, and anything could work. Like, I could have definitely... I could have had Gorge Penumbra just the same here, and probably had as equal or maybe even more blessed of a run, because the Shroud Spikes would be popping right now. They would absolutely be popping. Alright, hopefully the one... No, we draw every card, so we're guaranteed for perils here. Yeah, I don't think we're worried about too much. Try to kill that with a Sting, maybe. I mean, it'll probably just be getting a flying kill, honestly. Shows our power level when we're not getting our rage drained, right? We're just gonna get the flying kill next turn. Not necessarily. It's a lot of beef to get through. Get the music fixed. Yeah, I suspected it's a lot of beef, but you know what? Now we're getting it. Alright, fun run for sure. At the start, it was a little iffy, but what looked pretty cursed turned out to be pretty blessed the moment, I guess, that we found... The moment we found a Furnace Tap, I guess, but especially the moment we find a holdover. Holdover Perils. And honestly, if we never found the Holdover Perils, this would have been fine still, because we had that Steel Singer as a backup. Could have ran a two-floor setup and been fine for it. But yeah, that was a fun one. Definitely good submission there. So, very thin deck. You know it's thin when only one column here exists. We basically guarantee by turn 2 that we draw the entire deck. And it's just very resilient to everything that could get thrown at it, right? So, solo Penumbra only. Monstrous out of the way. Let's see what everybody else did. We got... Interesting to keep the Train Stewards, I guess, because the prototype? Double stack Perils. That is interesting. Huh, I wonder where they found the other... I guess the magic... There was one magic we didn't hit, so there must have been another holdover there. So that's pretty nice, though, to be able to have a holdover Void Mining, right? That's actually... typically... The times I go Monstrous is when I see a Void Mining in my very opener deck, right? Usually that means I have a really good reason to go Monstrous. You can look back on my channel at older videos. I've definitely had at least 1 or 2 recorded where I start with Void Mining and a Monstrous and I solo the run simply, like not even with the proper Ember Drain deck, simply just with holdover Void Binding and then Hellventing it as many times as possible. That literally wins the game on its own. You don't even need Furnace Tap or anything like that. But yeah, this is obviously just very strong. The ability to just throw all this at the Penumbra. 205 shards. Earns a lot of score there. Mortal Trade, perma and double stack. Interesting because that is, I like the permafrost. I guess as once it's permafrosted, a double stack can make sense there. The only downside I think of that is the order in which you potentially did it. If you did it before Holdover Perils, I don't like it as much, but it's still like strong. I guess the downside of it, if you did this before knowing that you have a Holdover Perils, is that you can't do the willy-nilly play of a Mortal Trade like I like to do, right? Though I guess if the eventual plan is to zero cost the entire deck, this is still fine. But yeah, obviously this is pretty good. They also had a Holdover Void Binding. Interesting that people are taking that other Merchant of Magic. I guess I can see the justification for it. To me, though, it's just like, if you didn't find Holdover there, I feel like you kind of wasted that ring. I mean, I guess double stack's pretty good there too, right? I guess with the chance of double stack, like I said, it's like a 75% chance that it's good, but that still is like a 25% chance that it's a useless ring. I guess you still get 2 Ember reductions, but I think at that point in the game, you've already seen Holdover on Perils at that point. Like, I just don't see... I just like going for the guaranteed value, I guess. Oh, yikes, there's an Overgorger. Interesting. Well, I might not have been... Maybe in hindsight, I might not have ended up down the route that Evil might have intended here. Yikes. Those are some big Overgorgers. Well, this is definitely a different route than everybody else took. Gigantically different route. Interesting that there's also the Steel Singer. I kind of wish I kept the Steel Singer at this point. I might have been the only one that represented Steel Singer. So there's both the permanent scalers in the game. This must have been at the first 2 rings then. Or first 2 or 3 rings. I mean, the multi in them is pretty awesome now. Multi and health and Morsel Master, I mean, so you get even more stuff. That's pretty cool though. This is obviously gigantically different than everybody else's run here. Shroud Spike. And yeah, I mean, I like... And this flex... The funny thing is, with this deck, I'm telling you, like, you didn't even need the Overgorgers probably, right? Because you already have this flex here with the Gorge plus Trample. So you got the Shroud Spike that you can feed it. Granted, I would have rather seen Gorge 2, Trample 1, but then you'd have the extra pip and you'd just have better scaling on your Gorge, but that's fine, right? But they also didn't get the extra pip that we got. It seems to be I'm the only one that found that event. Which again, I think was... Didn't I find that on the one that everybody else... Everybody else seems to be going to that kind of low value magic and finding that extra holdover, but even with me not finding the holdover, I still find that extra pip, which is... Could have been alright, right? Like for me, it didn't matter a whole lot. It did allow me to not take a pip upgrade though, which is good, right? Especially considering there's just like no intrinsics on this entire run. But I guess, you know, back to my original point, I think, you know, either if you had found the extra pip or an intrinsic on the Space Prism, or just not taken the second point of trample, then you could feed the Shroud. Like here, I mean, it makes sense with this deck because, you know, they're just wanting to Shroud Spike the Gorger, but I guess... thinking of a world where the Gorgers never were taken and that I took Gorge Ring 1 like I normally would have, this run would have turned out to be something... My deck would probably look somewhat similar to this. You know, I'd have these Shroud Spikes, I'd have a Making of a Morsel, I probably still would have the Furnace Tap as an option. And I don't know that I would hold this over though. Like I do wonder. I'd probably still hold over the Ember Drain stuff, and I could with how thin my deck would be, I mean, my deck would essentially look the same, except I wouldn't have removed the Shade Splitters, obviously, and I would have a making of a Morsel instead of a Immortal Trade. And otherwise it'd be about similar though, right? Like the removals probably would have went elsewhere. I don't know exactly where, but yeah, I'd still have a Furnace Tap and all that. And then I would have had Shroud Spikes instead, right? And then these things would feed, and I would just have a good time. And What a Wolfie also went the Overgorger route. Rail Spike over the Furnace Tap. So what? Interesting. Abel went with the Unleash. I suppose without an Immortal Trade, that obviously is actually a lot better. So actually, I wonder, like, had I not taken Immortal Trade, would I take an Unleash there over the Furnace Tap? I don't think so, because I'm trying to think back, and we wouldn't have known if we're able to flex into Trample or not. But, you know, in Abel's case, I guess another thing, though, is like, had I gone Gorge Penumbra, I would have gone to the Merchant of Steels with the Umbras, and I probably would have ended up with the Overgorger. So it's all like a moot point. I probably would have just ended up like with Abel's deck, basically. And What a Wolfie died to Shade Wings, probably because of a lack of survivability. You know, there is an Immortal Trade, but you don't necessarily have enough health to survive the Shade Wings. Now, probably the Penumbra could get there, but it's iffy. I mean, like we calculated, you'd need 118 health on your unit to survive the round against the boss with the Shade Wings behind. And without any backline clear, you know, there's no Jack Strips, and there's no... I guess we wouldn't have had Jack Strips at that point, but you know, could have used the Ensnare to take one out, but there was less Razor Sharp Edges, I guess, because one got purged. You might not be able to take the other one out. Hard to say, really. Hard to say, really. Anyway, though, that was a fun one. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.